Welcome back to the channel, folks. So it's been a little while since my last upload, but we are back in 2022 uploading more regularly. Got lots of ideas, lots of plans in the works. So today we're going to get started with a breakdown of the edit on how I put that video together for England Lioness and Man City professional footballer Georgia Stanway. So the first tip I can really share with you is communication and the importance of it. So before any session like this, I always check beforehand what drills are being done, in what order, and if there's progressions involved with them, I need to know what they are so then I know where to be for the best position to capture the action. It also ensures that I'm not on the back foot at any point during the session. I'll know exactly where the person will be moving and then I won't miss anything and I'll get the best angles to include into both the YouTube video and the Instagram promo video. So the second tip I want to share with you is all about camera movement and making sure you don't stay too static throughout the session. It would be really easy just to plonk yourself in one position at one angle and just shoot from there all the way through. But there's nothing more boring for a viewer than just the same angle. Mix up them shots, get your legs moving. If needs be, go circle the drill. If you've got a gimbal, you'll be able to keep them shots nice and steady and do a full circle back up the other way. If you're shooting handheld, get nice and low to the ground, get nice and high. And you can still do that with a gimbal as well, but I'm just saying just keep mixing it up. It makes it more interesting to view because there's nothing more boring than watching a video from the same angle, the same height, just a full-on shot. Nothing changes throughout the whole session, and for Instagram it won't work very well. You need to keep mixing up them angles, keep that camera moving and enjoy mixing up them angles. Look for something different to what you would usually see. And that leads us nicely onto shooting for the edit. If you know you're going to be doing a longer format YouTube video and then a Instagram promo video which will be less than a minute, you need to make sure that you shoot for the edit. So again, it's all about camera movement. You don't want to stay too static, you want to keep moving. It can really help, especially with the Instagram promo video, to keep the viewer guessing what's going to happen next. If you're just staying there, not moving, on a tripod or just handheld, it's just not going to be interesting to watch. If you can get a second shooter with you, it does become easier because you can stay in one position and say, I'm going to cover this half of the field, and if the second shooter's over to the other side, they can cover that side. And you can continuously mix up the angles in the edit, and that'll really help. But if you are a solo shooter like myself, then you're gonna have to get moving and shoot for that edit. So get low to the ground, get moving that camera where necessary to really help with the kind of pace of the video, and doing so will make it a much more interesting edit to watch when it's posted to social media. Don't forget about the details. It's so easy to forget about them, but they could become really important in your edit, especially for YouTube videos, because you don't always want to do a hard cut between drills or between progressions. It's always nice to, every now and again, just stick in a detailed shot. So in this example of a football session, you could put a detailed shot of a ball rolling across the turf, or someone taking a drink, or some branded gear that's being worn in the session, just to keep mixing it up and not always just going from drill to drill to drill. It become a bit monotonous and a bit boring to watch. So mix up them shots and it'll really improve your edit. And when you're shooting these detailed shots, you can also start thinking, if you are a solo shooter, to get some images at the same time as shooting video. So because I am shooting on my own, I have to make sure that I take the video and the pictures throughout a session. Doesn't matter if that's a football session or a gym session. Whatever I'm shooting, I need to make sure that I'm capturing both different types of content. So when you are getting them detailed shots, maybe switch over to photo mode or grab your second body and get some shots at the same time. And another little quick tip that I want to share is, what I do is, for the first few reps of a drill, I don't video straight away because that's the most likely time that mistakes might happen. So what I do is I let them get on with the drill to begin with, and that's when I'll take some pictures. And then once they're fully up and running with the drill and know exactly what they're doing, that's when I'll switch to video mode or grab my other body, and that's when I'll start shooting the video. You'll notice it's a lot easier in the edit as well because there's less mistakes, because the person in the session understands the drill better, they're performing it better, and it'll be a lot easier for you when you're putting it together for YouTube or Instagram. And the final tip I want to share with you is settings and the different times that you need to change them to make sure you get the best possible footage. So with me shooting these sessions in the northwest of England, the weather is very interchangeable. You can have all the 4 seasons within an hour's session, so you've got to be really on your toes to make sure that you got everything dialed in correctly. So When I'm on a nice bright sunny day, I'll usually keep the f number in the mid-range between f8 and f13 just to make sure that everything's in focus. There's no focus breathing at any point, and it gives me the best chance to get the best footage possible. The other thing is, don't be afraid to change your frame rate. It's good to mix into your edit some slow-mo footage, especially for football, whether it's the person controlling it in slow motion or taking a shot and pinging it into the top corner in slow motion. It looks really good. So with me using the EOS R, the slowest frame rate I can get is 60 frames per second. So changing that, I need to up my shutter speed to double that to make sure that you obey the 180 rule to get the best possible look for it when you do slow it down in post-processing. And there's just a handful of things that I think about when I both shoot and edit these types of football videos. I hope you found it helpful. If you did, hit that like button, that would be awesome. Comment below to let me know which kind of tip you thought was the most useful and that you're going to use moving forward. And if you want to keep up to date with future videos, hit that subscribe button, that'd be awesome. I promise I'm going to upload more in 2022. It's one of my big goals to keep going with YouTube and keep uploading. So I'll see you in the next one very soon, I promise.